Alright guys, welcome back to Victoria 3. So today, we're actually doing a request video. Beyond continuing the America campaign and working on and off in my hardcore world at times, and a little bit off and on the XCOM series, there's not really much in the schedule for content. So I'm actually going to pick up the request here from FGKUV. He left a comment on the early economy tutorial video, requesting that I make a Russia guide. So I asked him in the comments there what exactly he wanted to see from a Russia guide, because I've not played Russia at all. So I was asking, hey, you know, what's the deal with Russia? Does it have some like special event that kind of screws them over? Like I see a lot in the Netherlands falling under a vassalage or PU or whatever of Russia a lot. So I don't know if that's just like a scripted thing or what. So I asked him exactly what was going on. So Mr. FG said that personally they have difficulties with maintaining a large enough army because the country is so poor at the start. They are unfortunately not many unique events, but Paradox usually adds this with DLCs, so it's a matter of time. That is true, so this guide may be outdated at a point. So FG also says that you need a lot of bureaucracy to run such a big country, but local paper factories usually run at a deficit. Literacy is very low, and so is the amount of qualified workers. So we're going to go into this game, and we're going to see if we can't, 1, get positive bureaucracy, 2, have our paper factories run at profits, try to fix the literacy, but I don't know if we'll be able to do that in the time limit. Really, I want to keep this around probably at least under an hour and a half, and a large enough army. So we're just going to start game in the sandbox because I don't care to be assigned random missions from a path that the game wants me to play, because we have our own missions here from Mr. FG. We have our better missions. Game rules, we're gonna go Iron Man to keep everything squeaky clean here. So that way, you know in your game, everything is repeatable. Here we go, we are in Russia. So we do start very close on the bureaucracy limit here. And we can see a lot of it is going bye-bye to trade routes. Qing, French seems to be the most. So the first thing we're going to do is accept a trade agreement with the French. And Qing doesn't exactly want us, so we'll begin improving with them. France and Russia were historical allies, so we're going to do that there. Can we rival? Or we already rivaled, so we'll go ahead on information of Russia, diplomacy. We are rivaled with the Ottoman Empire, and we're cordial with them, so no need to piss them off. Sweden is a bit too, like, under me in terms of economic power to really rival them. Going to war with the Kazakhs is probably where we want to start. We don't start with infamy, so I want the game to tick just a second after we do our research. Economic-wise, this is pretty bad. Let's check out society. This is pretty terrible. Russia is really behind on research. Where they're not behind, though, is on military technology, so we will not be focusing on this at all. So 5 years for Central Archives. This is the main thing we want once it actually comes up to date. Trade route, bureaucracy cost, and this is what we're going to want to start with. We can go to our market. Oop. To that to fix. We can check out members. So the Grand Duchy of Finland is in our market. Interesting. I assume we're getting... What are they to us? Diplomacy. Personal union. Yeah, so there is personal unions in this game. I've seen the Netherlands fall into a personal union under Russia in quite a few games. I think Florywari, as of a time of recording, is underneath Russia in a thing, so that's kind of weird. We can check this. We have unused construction. Cool. Declare interest. Let's see here. Manchuria, that's fine. We're not really a colonization power, really, but we could be. So we're gonna go Indonesia. I find Indonesia to be kind of the best to, like, go into for just general colonization, making a decent amount of money where we're leaking a lot in our barracks. Goods for government buildings. Clothes are expensive, groceries are expensive, tools are expensive. So we can import. We're gonna just import this from the Queen because of how much and how cheap it is. Then everything else now at this point I need to solve by importing from the French. Desperately. Not enough on groceries to justify. How about tobacco? No, from the French. Good amount from the French. I just need to let this take over. Once the French accept this trade agreement, as you see, we get a bunch of bureaucracy back, so now we can go back to our market and continue to try to fix this by accepting goods from the French. We'll go ahead and get this from the Prussians because it's the best deal. We can't obviously get a trade route for services. So here we can get some more chairs from the French. The French just has a strong economy in general at the start of the game, and very often, if you play late at all, the French continue to have the strongest market in the game and will continue to just economically explode. So having a good, strong trading partnership with them is usually a pretty long-term fix. We'll go ahead with the Queen too, because the reason we're trading with the Queen is because it takes 0 convoys to trade with the Queen. That's why we so desperately want this. Or we want the British to beat up on them and to open up their market. We're now losing money. Losing a lot. Goods for military buildings, a ton. So if we go to our military garrisons, we can see here we are losing a ton of money on these goods, mainly for having line infantry. And the reason for that is we probably have like 0 guns. No, we do have a positive balance. We can now export, though, these clippers. We're going to export them to the French because we have way too many clippers. So what we're going to do is flip this chart on its head. We can export this painting to the French. We have too many small arms, so we can export them to the French as well. Same with cannons to the French. Go ahead, flip it, flip. We still have way too many clippers. So we can go ahead and send some more clippers to the Prussians. And as you can see, the market price for these are stabilizing. Cool. One thing I want to check then immediately. Buildings, paper mills. We can see paper mills are technically, they are making good money. We are just losing money in general. So we can go to the economy screen. That's really bad. We're already on medium taxes. That's rough. Going up on taxes, it's going to fix a lot of our things. So let's check our government. We have the Gently Assembly. Do we want to keep the Gently Assembly? They're traditionalist, patriarchal, studiocratic. Let's see what bonuses they give. Influence, aristocratic investment pool. So they're actually a good thing to have. Orthodox Church for birth rate would be pretty decent. Can we add them to our government? We could. The industrialists are kind of pissed. It would be nice to have them. Armed Forces is unhappy. So we can see here the Armed Forces, this is increasing our military goods cost by 25%. So this is a large part of why we're losing a lot. They oppose a lot of different things. But we're going to invite the Orthodox Church into our government. We need to, in an event, hopefully make the armed forces like us more. We're going to go to our budget here, and on consumption taxes, we're already taxing liquor. I want to tax things like luxury furniture, because as we can see here, our middle and upper strata are more than fine, so things they're paying a lot for are like furniture, fancy clothes, that type of stuff. We want to tax things like wine. Let's tax like porcelain, things that really only the rich people are using, not anything the poor people are getting. So like luxury clothes is great to tax because they don't buy it. Luxury furniture, way down the list. Things that would be very bad to tax, for example, is something like liquor, because they spend a lot on liquor. So I'm removing the consumption tax on liquor. And we'll also not tax luxury clothes because it's really not even worth it. Cool. So the next thing we need to do is go to our market with our trade routes. We can see here we're exporting a crap load of wood, so we're going to start taxing that. We are exporting hardwood. We'll go ahead and tariff that. We are importing sugar. Tariff that. Goods incoming a ton. We'll go ahead and tariff that. Porcelain coming in. We'll tariff that. We can kind of take a quick look, see what's worth tariffing, what's not worth tariffing. Cool. So our economy is now fixed. We're in the green, and we're doing nothing, which is a good place to be in. So what do we need to fix immediately? Boom. Groceries. Okay, so urban, food industries. Not enough, not enough, not enough. Uh-oh. Starting to see where Mr. FG is coming from in these problems. It looks like we don't have enough qualifications in really any of these provinces. I'll continue to go down the list. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Kursk, which has the most. Well, we're going to go for the most with the highest predicted earnings and build up to 4. Go ahead and unpause, hit it to speed 5. We have insufficient tax capacity. Kiev. Not enough qualifications. Not good. So it looks like we're in a China situation here, to where we have just an insufficient tax capacity for everything. We can declare more interest. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. North China, why not? It's a border. We have authority left. So what we want to do is I want to find buildings, rural, wheat farms. So we have a bunch in Lukansk here. I hate that. Lukansk, so we're just going to look for it manually, I guess, at this point. Yep, Lukansk here. And we're going to promote agricultural industry. Boom. Then we're going to go find rye farms. Where do we have the majority of these rye farms? Kind of all spread out. Okay. Iron mines? Stratov. I assume it's somewhere here in the Urals, right? No? Give me a second. I'm not exactly familiar with Russian province names other than like Lithuania, Latvia, Novgorod, Muscovy, or Moscow. Things like that. Is it down here? Give me a second. I'm literally gonna have to go through and look at every little thing, which is very annoying. I'm very sorry about this, but Stratov here, cool. Wouldn't be resource industry because that is oil, logging, fishing. Oh, no, mines. Stratov, cool. So we can do 2 more goes of this, at least for now. So I want to go now to urban food industries. Bryansk here. Manufacturing industry. Smokes here. Okay, there is a light outline, so I'm just kind of blind, but yeah, this works. And manufacturing industry here. So that's going to hopefully make our efficiency better. We can also now recruit a general because there's another 12 armed people here. We'll recruit a armed forces guy. Yeah, as you can see here, we have a ton of men. So on the note of FG here, he says, you have trouble maintaining a large enough army because the country is so poor. Okay, so it's not with getting more. We have the army. It's about actually not going bankrupt funding this army. Got it. So we've stabilized at the moment. We have an okay GDP, but we have a lot of expenses that really need to come down. The big thing we're waiting for is this. Perfect. Armed forces are now not pissed off. Great. So what that has done is reduce the cost of our military goods by quite a bit. So we're actually making money again. Our temporary goods are going up. I see, because we're not using iron, we are still doing that. Great. So there's just not enough qualifications to fully staff a construction sector of that kind. So the next thing we really need to boost this. Innovation. Literacy. Invest into education. Cool. So that needs to be the thing we need to do. You must not have enacted. Okay, cool. So, parasitism. Okay, so we just don't even have the tech for this yet. That is a yikes. Charity hospitals. No police. People love a dedicated police force, but hell if I have not the bureaucracy to actually fund that. So we can go journal, religion, autocracy, nationality, and urbanize Russia. Decisions. Nothing unique to Russia. So we'll just continue on and ignore that. What we do have here, colonies. So we're going to then colonize the rest of that, colonize this, and colonize the lips. I'm tempted to support Britain. Can we even support Britain? No, that's diplomatic planes. South China. I do not have an interest in South China. Sadly. Very cool. I am just gonna YOLO on this. Seems kind of insane. We'll see who wants to help who here. Prussia might go in, but Prussia is kind of weak at the start. Well, not really. But we'll see what goes on here. Yep, they fully support. So, what we're gonna do is it's time to mobilize, baby. We're going in. Mobilize, defend front, advance to TP, but then just defend, you, mobilize, defend, actually TP straight there, and then everybody else to the border. Thing is, we don't have to set a single step inside of, what are you? Shortage of tools. Okay, so we have a big problem with tools now. We need to import tools immediately. We can import tools from the Ottomans with no use of convoys. So we're doing that. We don't actually have to advance the Prussian front. So yeah. We'll take radicals from discrimination, screw it. Feels bad, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, we have war goal for Puppet Sweden. They want us to return basically Finland to them. And Prussia's going to come in on their side. So I don't care about actually advancing that Prussian front. Oh, and they backed down. So there we go. For the free, immediately, bada bing, bada boom, we got Sweden, Norway. That's immediately fixed our money problem because we're puppeting Sweden. So I'll be honest with you, the meta in Victoria 3, from what I've learned from a little man called Spiffing Brit, is this shit. This is bullshit, and this is how you make your money. You just puppet everybody. If you play as Great Britain, you puppet Japan, Russia, Sweden, Norway, seems legit. And now, Sweden, Norway, with their battalions, their flotillas, they're gonna come help me in all my wars. Look at this. Loyal. For whatever reason. Loyal. Subjugation, they want to reconcile with me, which, you know, is whatever, but I'm making a ton of money off of their back, and it's great. So there we go. Russian expansion. Yeah, that's pretty much the play. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm going to go into here. I'm just going to snake all the way through here. I'm probably going to take Persia eventually, just because why not? But yeah, it's pretty much the super snake and puppet everybody. Expands the Russian market, makes goods cheaper. We need coal. That sucks. That's because these idiots probably joined my market and they're sucking me dry. Oh, there's a border conflict. Yeah, war goal of annex. And we're just gonna mobilize him, slap him on the front and advance. That's all we need. Unproductive trade routes. Boom, boom. We can cancel those, get our things back. Low market access, of course, in celebs. You. And, well, the Earls, you're just gonna have to suck it up because I don't have trains yet, so we can cancel that. Yeah, tools are still a big problem, so we're gonna import from the Americans and input from Sicilians. And we're gonna go to market for coal and import from, well, the Prussians. What can you do importing from them? Because our food industries still need to tick along. Arms. We are at arms. And very shortly, we should just roll them over. Our troops are generally, I'd say, okay. It's basically our troops are good enough to beat up on any non-European power, no problem. There we go, bureaucracy fixed a little bit. Modern sewage would be pretty good for us. Central archives good. Are we making a lot off of minting? Yes, so we're going to go banking immediately. So minting comes from gold, but also from gross domestic product. So upgrading the ability to mint is good. And we also should find gold at some point in some of these colonies and over here. Very good. Monument to the Tsar. We want our government interest groups to favor us, so that way we can actually pass the laws we want to pass. Unproductive trade routes. Import for porcelain from the Prussians. Import for tools from the Austrians. That's a really good deal. Groceries. Dutch market for now, at least. Help fix that problem. Luxury clothes. Wow, okay. Set up the Sicilians, and we'll be importing from them for a long time. That'll mature really well. Cool. And then on that note, market, flip the script, export to the French, T, export, French don't want it, that's fine. We could send a bunch of it to the British. And Clippers. Americans, Ottoman, Portuguese. We're already sending to the French is the thing. So that's fine. Egyptian Ottoman crisis. Okay. Yeah, we're adding a declared interest here. We'll let the intelligentsia gain support. Looks like the Ottomans are confident that they're going to win. The British have went ahead and supported the Ottoman Empire, so I'm not going to go in anymore. If the British have joined, really there's no point in influencing either side. I'm not interested in fighting against the British, and if the British are on one side, then pretty much guaranteeing them to win. Accept their annexation. Very good. People are starving. They're paying too much. Cloves, wood. Groceries not a lot. Mainly cloves and wood. So I need to fix wood, then cloves. Is the play here. We need to go rural. Logging camps. We have a ton of logging camps. That's good. So let's go by profit implied. Predicted profit expansion. Yeah, there's just goddamn not enough qualifications here. Cheerson. So we'll max it out. Kiev. Sorry if I'm not talking, but this definitely is one of the more annoying things. Of all of the things they needed to add here, quite frankly, they needed to add qualifications, right? Sort by qualifications, because none of this matters if there's not enough qualifications in the state. We also need to now go to logging camps and see what the hell is going on. So we can't go back to sawmills because that's just going to destroy everything. How's our hardwood production though? It's expensive. Nowhere near expensive as wood though. So what we should do is we can come into our logging camps. Let's go find some big ones. Minxed. So that'll actually destroy us. Not so much. See, why are these all minus? But if I went this on total, then it's saying whatever. I mean, this is going to make hardwood extremely expensive. But people don't buy hardwood. So screw it. But it's making some of these factories unprofitable whatsoever. No, that's just because we're building. Got it. So I'm going to let this tick and see. You're still building. You're still building. You're still building. We're making money now, Ken. Let's go to here. Wood. Let's just let it tick. Yeah, hardwood's now a big-ass problem. So import, can we import from the French? Yeah, we're just gonna import our hardwood from the French and call it a day. We really don't need much coal at all to completely fix the coal problem. So if we just go rural... yeah, we don't even have a singular coal mine built, is the problem. We'll go by max peasants. So Kiev. I'm just gonna bump that straight to the front. Just one mine in Kiev. Construction sector. People in Kiev. We're just gonna build these 5. Boom, 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 boom. Great. Queue this up. Let's see how it rolls. How's our infamy burn off? Very slow. That's fine. That's to be expected. Artillery's expensive. Cool, let's import it, hopefully from the French. Nope. Probably already importing from the French. So market. Groceries are expensive again. Can we import from the French? No. Just checked that. But it's super cheap from the Austrian market. And the Austrians border us, so it's no convoy cost. I know we can get a bunch of chairs from the French, right? No? Really? We must already be having chairs from the French. I just want to check that. Furniture. Yeah, we were already getting furniture from the French, right? Because I know from my America campaign I've been playing that importing furniture from the French is a steal. We could import iron, but we're not actually even using iron in our production methods. We could do clothes from the French, right? Their clothes are more expensive. Everyone seems to have problems with clothes. Glass? Nope. Fruits. You'd imagine the French with all of their mini orchards and stuff would have a lot of fruit, at least comparatively to Russia. Holy crap. We get to import infinite wood from Quing, so we're gonna do that. Quite frankly, but that's no convoys, so that Quing trade route is just going to mature as much as it wants. Isolated, we're fixing that. Cool, so we can cancel these unproductive trade routes. Come on, stop lagging. Industrial barriers. Minsk. Minsk is like one of our main economic hubs, isn't it? Why is... oh, the events in our capital. I was about to say, why is it in St. Petersburg when Minsk is not there? Orthodox Church. They're in government, and we'll lose this bonus, which is authority, which is going to put us under, so... Sag. But gotta happen that way. So has the market course corrected? Yep, unproductive there. Services are really expensive. Pop consumption. How are we producing though? Urban centers, subsistence farms, subsistence pastures. So urban centers, buildings, urban. This would add all of the services we need. There's just not enough qualifications by metric mile. Less here. Not as many services though. It would add money technically. So we're gonna do this. It's gonna make glass a problem now. Big problem. So we need to import glass from, you guessed it, Quing and the French. Yeah, it makes sense. So we're just gonna mobilize somebody pretty small. Banking unlocked, that's our minting done. And we're immediately just gonna go central bank. That's 3 years though, right? Okay, so screw that. We are struggling with glass. So we're going glass. Tools are a big problem as well. Yeah, Qing is eventually going to accept this trade agreement from us. They just generally don't like accepting these in general, but quite frankly put, the sheer volume of trade I will force them to have with us due to the fact that due to the simple fact that they border us, so we don't need convoys to take in send crap from them, which is the most important thing for Russia, because not a lot of coastlines, i.e. not a lot of ports. Oh, so that war's already done, so we just basically make peace, set that on the table, and this will tick down to minus 100, they fold, we'll take them, GG. It does raise our infamy back up, so that sucks. Construction goods are becoming more expensive. Wood, fabric is now starting to become a problem. So fabric, import route, French. Easy. And that's going to take fabric a long way back down. As that trade route returns. Cool. Annexation was demanded. We have that now. Cool. Russian celebs is going strong. So that's good. Our standard of living is slowly rising. We can support more declared interest, so we bill. We now have an interest in Arabia. Who deserves the credit? That's bad. So, main boys can have the credit, do a promotion. They've earned it. We want this aristocrat investment pool. We have a ton of aristocrats in Russia, so the faster we can get aristocratic investment pool, then that means they're going to start paying for a lot of our construction, which is good. Goods for military buildings. I'm spending a crap load on artillery. Import. Nothing. Just paying a ton for small arms as well. Import. Nothing. Import from the Americans. Ugh. Wish I will. Tax waste is kind of rough, especially on Russia, but what can you do? If we pause Q, we're still technically making money, but we need to fix things in a right way very fast, as far as I'm concerned. Our logging camps are starting to come online. But as you can see, wood is not really the problem anymore because of the fact of trade routes here. We're just importing all the wood from Qing. So most of these logging camps, I need to cancel them. We'll go with that. So we need to fix the next thing, which is glass. Glass and coal. Coal, because I'm going to be using coal in glass. So we're going to go up on that, and then urban, glassworks. Not enough qualifications to even do that, so why bother? Kursk can support it, but so can Kiev. Kiev will actually make money, so we're going with that on Kiev. We also need a bit of tobacco. Can we import it from the French? No, of course not. So we'll import it from the Sulu. Cool. Now we need to go check this again. Bada bing, bada boom. We're paying way too much for cloves and furniture. Cloves and furniture. Cool. So market, furniture, trade routes. We're just going to buy it from the Qing. And cloves, import. Can we get it from the Queen? No. Sad. We can't get a ton from the Americans though, so we're gonna do that. As we slip slowly and slowly under our bureaucracy limit. Moscow, are we taxing everybody? Hell no. Not enough staff, but screw you. And we'll simply cycle everything down the list. Cancel that logging camp. Build that first. Very good. So this will continue to fix our low standard of living thing, hopefully. So let's check back at FG's comment here. You need a lot of bureaucracy. I definitely can see that. Local paper factories, I think at the moment, are not running at a deficit. Nope, they're all making good money. It is a struggle to maintain this army, I will be honest. Let me check Russia's laws. Our army is peasant levies, but even though it's peasant levies, god damn do we have a lot of regulars. Good vintage. That's a temporary bonus, so screw that. So we'll take the long-term bonus, which is wine output. It's good for the economy. Rich boy clothes are expensive, so we'll import from the Tuscans. Glass is still extremely expensive. We'll import from the Moroccans. Porcelain's expensive. We'll import from the Portuguese. Groceries are expensive. Everyone's struggling on groceries. Glass is still expensive. Let's import from Tuscany as well. Coal is going to be fixed. Tobacco, not fixed. We need to import more tobacco from the Brits. That'll mature eventually. Furniture, can we get any cheap furniture? No, but we have cheap furniture from the Qing. That'll eventually, hopefully mature. We have these government admin buildings. Employing more aristocrats. Right? No, bureaucrats. Yeah, more aristocrats. So that's good. More aristocrats. Hopefully, once we get the aristocrats liking us, all these aristocrats will then start paying for this construction out of their pockets and not mine. That's like the short-term, like immediate fix I can see is aristocrats. What is this? I'm good, Oman. You're, yeah, you're on your end there, buddy. Diplomatic play puppet. That's a ton of infamy. Still infamous, so we're just gonna kind of take a chill pill. I'm tempted to select meow, but that's definitely not the best idea at the moment. You lean towards them, but go ahead and join and I'll take all of your country too, Ottomans. Okay, here it comes. Yeah, that's, I mean, that's GG levels, but... I'm gonna humiliate you. So let's open this up. These men can advance that front, end it immediately. And yeah, I don't think the Ottomans will have much of a chance against us, to be entirely honest. We'll mobilize the rest of them in. Set them towards actually defending our front line. We are mobilizing, and it is taking an ass load of money, but entirely to be expected. And as most things in real life, we are fighting against the entirety of the Ottoman Empire for one state in the Caucasus. So, feels good. No, feels definitely bad. Hopefully what's going to happen are these guys here, they're fearful, and they're just going to say, nope, screw this, and fold. Like that. Perfect. And then diplomatic plays, of course. Conquer state. Circassia. And we're going in. And the only people that can join are the Ottomans. And if the Ottomans join, time to mobilize, blah blah blah, repeat, they fold, blah 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 blah. That's how it works. Crystal glass is done. We need to keep pumping society. Go ahead and just finish that off. And we're just going to mobilize this one army group. That's like a show of force, really. And then we're Central Archives now for our taxation capacity. We have unproductive trade routes. Very good. Helps fix our bureaucracy. Now that we expanded our bureaucracy, though, we can see paper workshops. Still making money. The glass workshops that aren't making money are just not... Ooh, excuse me. Not constructed yet. So very good. No market access in Alaska. So we can fix that with another port. Boom. And that cannot be fixed without trains. That's unproductive. Iron's becoming expensive. That's a problem. That means the building's rural. It's iron mines time, baby. We cannot continue construction in previous states. So we're just going to build some more in there. Looks like the Ottomans have not joined, so hopefully they're worried. Yeah, they just fold. Easy. Infamy, we just need to let it tick down. Just wanted to unite the Caucasus there, get the rest of these states united. But yeah, the Ottomans, quite frankly put, not exactly scared of them. No offense to the Ottomans, just don't really see them as a big threat. So we can import glass from the Mexicans, so we'll do that. Let's get hardwood. Hell yes to the Qing hardwood. And on that note, hell yes to the Austrian hardwood. French. Take these from the Dutch because of expansionist reasons, really. Take some clothes from the Papal State. We need more chairs. More chairs! Take some from the British for now. Luxury furniture. Crap ton from the Americans. Iron? Has to be iron cheap somewhere. Bunch from the Qing, but a bunch over the border from Austria at no convoy cost, so we're taking that. Paper. Paper market, let's go ahead and drive it down. Tools, nothing. Go back to glass. Take some from the Ottomans for now. Let's take some coal from the Americans. Hardwood again. Ottomans, Prussia, because no convoy usage. Porcelain, Austrian no convoys, Ottomans no convoys. Okay, we'll send that there with all of these new. trade routes, maybe. Good trade routes, good trade routes. All in all, good trade routes. As we can see here, Sweden is continuing to make more money and giving us more of it. So yes, very good. Good man, Sweden. Good man. And we'll never be annexing them because, quite frankly put, this. I mean, I'm definitely not making 12k on for annexing this small little territory. I'm just not. So, yeah. Oh, look. We're not freaking struggling overall, baby. The average is not struggling. The current average is impoverished. So we can check our impoverished average here. And the main thing is cloves. Cloves are bad. Bad cloves, bad services, bad furniture. Main thing, though, cloves. Cloves are way too expensive for how much we're bumping in. So I want to fix the clothes issue. But first we've got to fix these issues. But the clothes issue is definitely more pressing. So let's see if we can't fix that first. Kiev is a good place to build for us. And Samaria. Cloves are a big problem, and we have a ton of people, which means we're going to need a lot of factories to properly course correct that issue. Intensive agriculture. So wheat. Soil enrichment. You can see here we're losing a ton of money. This is a big thing you have to check. You have to check this. Substitution. Which basically means, if you click this button right now, this is how much money you're going to either lose or gain. We can see here, that's off the back of entirely no fertilizer. That's really not good. We're gonna employ a ton of more farmers, but not as many laborers and clergymen if we do this. Overall, not bad. Intensive grazing. So here we can see we're using, we're making more fabric and more fertilizer, we're using more grain. But all in all, that's actually going to make us more money. And we can see here we can use more tools to get more meat, which is going to make us more money as well in these livestock fences. So what's the next thing I want to check before we try to wrap this episode up kind of cleanly here at the hour mark? So we can cancel those back. Did I mess up my imports? Nope. So we can check another quick check here. So we're actually now exporting tons of tea. So we can go ahead and tariff that, make us a bit more money. We can actually switch our hardwood around, because that's switched. And that's looking good. So that's actually fixed the economy quite a bit now. We're not immediately going to poop all that back, because this will fluctuate, as we can see here. And we're just kind of Jay chillin'. Just kind of Jay chillin'. We're gaining more people though. That's pretty good. Economy lines sort of do go up. Industrial boom. Ah, what a good event. And that's in our logging camps. Very good. Industrial boom in our logging camps. As we can see here, though, we're getting a lot of... So trade routes cannot be unprecedented. Just how effective trade routes are. Sorry, I'm getting some text messages. But it cannot be unprecedented how efficient trade routes be. Trade agreement with Austria, so we're actually going to accept this. Because we have a ton of trade routes with Austria, where mainly, I know I'm taking so much from Austria. I'm taking boom, boom, boom. So that's just another partner we can trade with. Very good. Trading, it seems like in Russia, is a pretty big thing. Oh, look at this. GDP fluctuations. Oh, that's the things in between me and Austria stabilize. We are reputable again, which is why they sent that agreement. The Qing are cautious towards me, which is fair. Spread the word. Yeah, it's pretty good. And the dream, and it can't beat that army. When it kinda is. But yeah, gold rush. It's good. Get them in the gold mines, baby. Because that just increases minting. And minting is a big part of the Russian economy. Because, well, it's not coming from our... I mean, that's the thing, is Russia is like a rough gym. So many natural resources, so many good things in here. We're not helping Bremen. Bremen can go pound sand. We're just going to declare neutrality there. I have no interest in stopping Germany from forming because, quite frankly, but I don't care. I want to be down here. Down here, especially in like Persia, are the missing resources to the piece of my puzzle. I'm gonna get my coffee, my dyes, my tea, tobacco, livestock, rice farms from these provinces down here. I'm gonna get some specialty goods like lead, whales, sulfur, some other gold, some good stuff from these. I'm going to get then the rest of, like, say, cotton, hopefully, from Persia. Have to take a slice out of the Ottomans to get into Mesopotamia, but this land is extremely fertile, beyond what the mountains would have you believe, especially these. So it is very good. Well, there's the Brothers' War, I guess. Austria at war with Russia. Well, Austria is just going to get absolutely decimated because, dang it, I didn't go fast enough. I want to see the Prussian troop quality. Oh, that's Austrians versus French. That tick on. I want to see the Prussian troop quality. I'm interested. Next battle should start. Hopefully the Prussians get in. Pretty decent. So they're good. I mean, that's good, but like Britain can have it's good. So it's not like Prussian Space Marines in this game. Closed factories are coming online. There's a peace treaty. New import route. We can actually now import this glass for no really cost from Austria. It takes no convoys. That's the glory. I can import from Austria. It takes no bureaucracy. It takes no convoys. It's literally just free money to import from them. Hardwood from the Ottomans are now unproductive. Don't care about battalions. Wood from Qing. They must have had a major increase of wood demands in Qing. It's not good for us, because we still need wood from somewhere. And we found it, baby. The Ottomans. Robbing them blind. Give me your wood. Easy. And we still need more. So we can actually get the Qing one back. Got it. Well, I'd rather take the Austrian one at this point. So Qing, I'll take you back. But hey, what are you gonna do? We're the #2 producer worldwide of wood, and we still lack a ton of it. So we just need to let these trade routes come back in. Central Archives. Taxation capacity increased. Ah, the money. Very good. And we're gonna go central banking. Actually, we'll help modern sewage finish off because that's really good for us because of our high population counts. Furniture from the British market isn't good anymore, but artillery is expensive, so time to import. We'll get it from the Sicilians. And I just want to very quickly flip the script and export. Let's just go by productivity. Aha, perfect! We can export a crap ton of fertilizer to the French. And tools are actually cheap in the Russian market. Holy crap, boys. We're popping. Dutch market porcelain. Fancy clothes. From the Austrians, of course. And might as well from the Ottomans, because I don't plan on actually going to war with the Ottomans unless they force me to. Tobacco. Nothing crazy, so we'll just take the vast amounts from the Egyptian market. Groceries are a problem, but groceries are a problem for everyone, so that sucks. So yeah, we're impoverished still, sadly. Clothes are the big problem, services are a big problem, so I just want to very quickly go back to urban. Government, we can see here, well, we're going to go filing cabinets on everything. But this is the big boy. This is how you fix everything for bureaucracy. You get this, which is a ton of more taxation capacity, a ton of more bureaucracy. It takes so much paper, though. You can see here the problem is paper will jump from a decent price to stupidly expensive. This will just cost money in general if you don't have enough people to tax in the correct states, so it might be a good idea to just hold off on it in general. But you can see here we can actually make a ton of more money by bumping back down, but we're losing bureaucracy. You're not really going to make money off these government administrations. Just like in real life, the government is not designed to make money. The government will always lose money. They're always in a deficit. It is bad. The only way to make money, and that's another thing, you're running a country in Victoria 3, you're not running a company. There is, from my knowledge, not a lot of ways to infinitely scale construction in... You know, this isn't, I hate to say, this isn't EU4. You can't go to war, make money, take out loans, scale your production, and just snowball that infinitely. There will just be times to where you're going to have to pause your construction, or get in a decent position like I am, and just not storm up on corruption. So for these, we're just going to leave that for now. Paper's a bit expensive, so let's just try to import. Nope. Services are expensive, right? That was the other thing I wanted to check. In urban, our urban centers. So going to gas, streetlights here, is going to vastly increase. The qualifications I could give a less of a crap about at this point. So we're just going to click it. And we're going to see how fast the economy explodes or doesn't explode. Services have gone down. So overall, we're paying relatively the same amount of money for more services. Our averages stayed the same, but services went down. Coal is exponentially more expensive, but that means more opportunity to import from the French and the Austrians for no bureaucracy cost, for free. Another thing, I'm importing a lot from America. I'm going to start improving with them. I'm starting to notice I'm importing a crap ton from the Americans. Industrial barriers, jobs are for the Russians, sadly. Has he earned his promotion? Sure, why not? He's earned it. Might as well tick towards this armed forces bonus of the military tech cost. These have movement support. Charity hospitals. Really, any type of police force is extremely popular. But it's just, I don't have the bureaucracy to actually fund such a thing. The Moroccan, that's inactive, that's unproductive. I need more coal. Greek obligation is expiring. Can I make into a protectorate but then use obligation? No, that's not enough. Can I invite to customs union and make them? No. So I'm just going to absolve it to increase their relations with us. Basically telling them, hey, don't worry, buddy. You don't have to actually pay me back on that. Forget about it. So we can pause now. And bada bing, bada boom, central baking. Because of minting in Russia. Other than poll tax, minting is one of our biggest income streams in the Russian economy. Which makes sense. Very strong tax base here. Not a lot of industrialization yet. Not a lot of strong centers of trade. So it's just kind of a deal. We can see here, this is why this is important, why I'm incentivizing so much with not using convoys. We can see here, our required convoys for the Russian supply network is 4,400. We only have 4,900 from these ports. And unless I want to start spamming more ports down, which takes more workers and is just annoying, there's our trade agreement with Qing. Bada bing, bada boom. We can see we lost a big chunk of money there. So what we're actually going to do, we have to hold it for at least a year. The reason for that, and why it'll course correct over time, these are unproductive, is because when we export stuff to Qing, so we can see what is just humongous. When we're taking stuff in from them, we were tariffing that. So it was actually a mistake to do this, mainly because we didn't actually need the bureaucracy. But accepting a trade route or a trade agreement with people bypasses the exports and tariffs you put on your goods, which for mass trading for equal benefit is good. But quite honestly, I'm looking to exploit the Chinese market rather than actually have them help me. But all in all, I think this is probably a decent place to stop. In a year, we're going to get rid of that trade agreement, accepting that was a mistake. Cloves are still our biggest problem, but we're slowly over time fixing that. I just want to double check cloves factories. Yeah, dyes, that's going to cause massive problems for us, so will that. So we actually just need more in general. So we're just going to do that and float most of these back to the bottom of the queue again. But we can see here, our standard of living has actually increased dramatically in Russia so far. Our literacy is climbing, albeit very slowly. We have a decent amount of loyalists, our population has been climbing, our GDP has been climbing. All in all, we've fought and won some wars. We've stabilized the national economy. We're building an okay amount of stuff without bankrupting ourselves. And we'll be making 10K again once I fix this mistake. But if you don't do that, like I did, generally not having trade agreements with people, it's because you basically have to think of it this way. If bureaucracy is your problem, you want to open up the economy as much as possible. But if you don't have bureaucracy problems, you kind of want to tighten things down and squeeze every little penny using your bureaucracy out of it. So nations that rely on trade a lot and don't have massive sprawling empires that they need to control with bureaucracy, i.e. United States, Russia, China, then it's a good idea to really just open up the market, let it go ham, and basically fill in your production holes with other countries' industries. But if you're a smaller nation like Belgium, Netherlands, opening up your economy, your market, to a bigger one by joining a customs union can be incredibly good for your nation or incredibly bad. Joining a good market, for example, like the British market or the French market, can be decent, but overall joining bad markets like, say, the Russian market or the Qing market could completely destroy your country. Because if there was basically, if you're playing as a small nation, joining a bigger market is not the best idea because of the fact that then your market, say you have high prices for pops and the high prices for cloves is an example. If little tiny Belgium was a player and they joined my customs union, Belgium, with their population of 4.29 million, is not going to put a dent. Say every man, woman, and child had 10 million pairs of clothes or whatever they were wearing. Fully satisfied, clothing was cheap. They join my market, that screws that up. Then, in a person-to-person weight ratio, that yanks their clothing average way down. Now they're paying this price. Now their quality of living has not gone up. They're paying way too much for the clothes that they need. That's bad. So then what happens is if you're playing as Belgium, you can employ every man, woman, and child in Belgium to build clothes, and maybe then and only then you put in a dent into Russia's problem. So it's not the best idea. But if you're playing as the big nation, and you can kind of course correct very quickly and with a lot of impunity and force, then it's not too bad. Because you're the big population. You don't care if little tiny Sweden here is getting crushed in their standard of living or their market, because screw that, it's their job to sit here and pay me diplomatic pact taxes and to shut up. That's pretty much just how it is. So that is, I guess, my Russia guide, my Russia, I don't know what to call it, my Russia thing. This campaign is honestly pretty fun. Once we get done with the American one, if nobody else has any considerations or any ideas or any more requests for, hey, you should play X Nation, we'll probably just continue on with the Russian campaign here, because it's been going pretty well. But that'll be all for this time. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. And it shows YouTube that you enjoy the comment. I will see you guys in the next video.